When it comes to e-notebooks, there are so many options, but I'm going to lay out the reasons why I chose this specific model. Now, a few months ago, I decided to invest in an e-notebook. I was using lots of notebooks and notebooks for different things, notes, scripts, drawings, and I was starting to get overwhelmed with the amount of notebooks in my life. I was also starting to have difficulty seeing my notebooks. I am visually impaired, and white paper with a pen, for example, is difficult for me to see. I need to be able to adjust the weight of my pen in order to see the text more easily. So I decided to go down the rabbit hole and look at different e-notebooks. I didn't realize how many choices there actually were, and it took me a while to settle on this specific model. I decided to get the Supernote Nomad. Now, Supernote is a smaller private company, and they specialize in e-notebooks that are sustainable and modular. This means that you can replace certain elements such as the battery, and even with newer models from this brand, you can even replace the motherboard. You can also update the memory by inserting a micro SD card. This makes the devices a bit more future-proof. And as somebody who is a digital minimalist, as well as somebody who cares about sustainability and repairability, this is crucial for me when I choose a device. From now on, when I choose devices in the future, I really try to focus on those devices that I can repair myself, especially simple things such as the battery. This will make the device last a lot longer and prevent additional e-waste from building up. Now, besides the sustainability factor, I chose the Supernote Nomad because of its size and its ability to kind of fit into my lifestyle. Now, the Nomad itself is a 7.8-inch display, and this is an e-ink display, and this display is quite unique. Traditionally, a lot of e-notebooks have a backlight or a front light for you to see in darker conditions. Supernote decided to make a drastic decision by foregoing the light altogether. Now, a lot of you may say, well, how do you write at night? Most of the times when I'm hanging around my house at night, I have a light on, and that's all you need with this device. It actually really feels like writing on paper because there is no distance or very little distance between the top display of the device and the actual reception of the device writing. What that is to say is when you're using a pen on this device, it really does give that pen to paper feel. There is a rough texture to the display itself, again, because it's an e-ink, but a textured display. So it does give you that feedback like you're writing on paper. I chose it because I wanted the least amount of delay from me writing and the text appearing on the screen. As somebody who's previously used iPads with Apple Pencils, I really didn't like the slight delay, especially when drawing or writing very quickly. I want a device that can keep up with how fast I like to write. This device has had no qualms or no issues, no skipping when I'm writing, and it's honestly the most paper-like experience that I've had writing on a digital device. I also chose this device because it does have digital minimalism at mind, even if it wasn't maybe conceived in that way. You can connect this device to digital services such as your email and even cloud storage such as Google Drive or Dropbox. For myself, I don't connect it to any of these online services, but I do like to use this device to read. By default, it comes with the option for Kindle, of course, but I don't use this app anymore since I've left the Amazon ecosystem. If you're a little bit tech savvy, you can sideload applications, and I have added my personal reading apps to this device, which greatly improves the experience on using it as an e-reader. Now, again, to state, it doesn't have a front or back light, so if you're planning to use this as an e-reader, you will need a light source in order to see the text. What I really like about Supernote is that they're very focused on the community. The community is quite small but very passionate about this device. They do provide updates and they listen to the community. So when people say they want certain features, those features could, in theory, come out later with the device. There is no subscription fee. There is no pay to play option for this device, and this device just works. Sure, when it first came out, there were a lot of bugs. There are still bugs here or there, like with any device, but they're quite transparent and open about giving updates and really improving the user experience. This device, when I first purchased it, I thought it would kind of be a device that I would use for a little bit, maybe not like it, and just decide it's a nice device, but something I don't really need in my life. But in fact, quite the opposite happened. When I started using this device, it kind of integrated into my daily workflow, and it's become an essential item. It's something that I use for multiple things. I use it for note-taking, of course. I use it for journaling. I also use it for YouTube scripting, and I even use it as a calendar. I use it for so many things now, even sketching, reading, and it's kind of integrated into my life in a way that I didn't foresee it. It's so useful, and it's something that people don't really talk about when it comes to e-notebooks. Especially as somebody who's visually impaired, I can get quite frustrated with certain devices and being able to see those devices, but having an e-ink display and being able to enlarge, write larger, change the weight of my pen, it just makes the whole experience so user-friendly and really integral into my workflow. This device has improved how I work day to day as a content creator, being able to plan certain videos, write out ideas, and really be able to go back and see certain things and link those ideas together. This notebook comes with so many different features that I haven't even discovered all the features, to be honest. One of the key features I like to use is to create headers and to create big notebooks, especially for journaling, and go back into certain dates and be able to navigate and see how I've evolved in my journaling, as well as how I've evolved in my script writing for YouTube. Side note, I know this device wasn't intended for children, but I do have a 4-year-old who likes to draw a lot, and I do give him this as a tool to draw easily. He likes to draw multiple things, he knows how to erase it, and it really saves a lot of paper in the end. Now, this device does not have color, so if you're looking for something to draw or sketch with color, this is not the device for you. You may need to look at other e-ink tablets that have color options. I do like the Atelier app that allows you to draw. I like the feature of adding layers. So you can sketch out your drawing, you can add and build on that drawing by adding specific layers, removing layers, and really giving life to your drawings and sketches. I think this tablet could work for so many different people in so many different ways. Recently, Supernote has also released a larger variant to their line of e-notebooks called the Manta. Now, if you're looking for a larger size, this one is 10.8 inches, I believe, and it's even more modular than the Nomad, meaning you can change the motherboard and upgrade it in the future. So this makes it even more future-proof than the Nomad. I myself prefer the Nomad. I prefer a smaller device that fits in a bag and can easily travel or sit on my desk that's not very big and doesn't take up much real estate. Now, again, you can add more apps to this device, but you do have to sideload those apps. And sideloading is not very straightforward on this device. I will leave a link below in some Reddit posts on how people were able to sideload. I followed the exact same method. It took a couple tweaks here and there, but once you're able to install F-Droid, for example, you can go from there. You can add the Aurora store, which allows you to access all of the apps in the Play Store. But keep in mind that this device is running over top of an Android 11 device. So there are some apps that will not work due to the age of the Android software. Also keep in mind when you're sideloading devices, this could void the warranty of your device and could damage your device if you're downloading third-party apps that aren't compatible or could cause damage to your device. That being said, I'm happy I was able to sideload my reading apps onto this device and use the device more than I was using it even before. Now, besides the device itself, the accessories that come with the device can be quite interesting as well. The Supernote has a magnet system, so on the back you're able to attach your cases via magnets. This allows you the possibility of creating your own foldable displays if you wish. I decided to purchase a fabric foldable case and a pen. Now, the pen is what makes e-notebooks quite usable and unique. And what I like about the pen from Supernote is that I got the ceramic tip pen. This tip is very thin. It almost feels like a very thin ballpoint pen. It's very precise. And the beauty of this pen is that you never have to charge it. There's no battery in it. And as somebody who hates charging devices and has too many devices to charge, this is a lifesaver. I don't have to think, is the battery charged enough? Can I write long enough? Honestly, the pen works fantastic, and I like that it's clickable, so that way I can click it away and not have to worry about a cap or breaking the tip. Essentially, having a ceramic tip should mean that the pen lasts forever, unless, of course, it breaks. Speaking of battery life, the device itself has a fantastic battery. It's an e-ink device, so it is designed to last multiple days. Of course, if you leave off the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, you can get even more time off of your device. If I'm heavily using the device, I may need to recharge it after a few days. But if I use it for casual note-taking, I can go easily a month without recharging the device. Overall, as a digital minimalist device, I really love this device. It's not distracting, it's really for my productivity, and it has helped me, especially being someone who's visually impaired, being able to keep up with my notes and see things without having lots of eye strain. The device is a bit on the pricey side. It is $299, but as somebody who spends a lot of money on pens and notebooks, I think I will be able to make my money back pretty much in a year or so. If you're looking at the larger variant for the Manta, for example, you're going to be spending around $459, so keep that in mind as well. I hope this perspective gives you a little bit more insight on how I use my Supernote Nomad. Everybody's use case is different for e-notebooks, but I think it's helpful to get a real-life review on how specific individuals use their devices day to day and making your decision for choosing the e-notebook that works best for you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.